Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to PA's Perpetual Testing. Today we're looking at Tower of Power, a collection of 6 laser puzzles by SevenSilhouette. And, well, I gotta admit, okay, the Gauntlet has been thrown, as it were. SevenSilhouette told me that a couple of his friends had been completely and totally unable to complete these laser puzzles in their entirety. So, naturally, I'm going to try to do them myself. Now, okay, first room. The Gauntlet was thrown, as it were. So, I'm going to have to get the... Can I tilt my cube at all off of this item? I can, but not quite in the direction I'd like. I can balance it. That works. Yeah, that's a bit finicky at the best of times. Okay, so probably not going to involve tilting the cube. Probably just going to be straightforward. Albeit straightforward where I have to figure out the solution, though that does actually appear to be an interesting... oh, hey, that works. Perfect. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, so test chamber 1 complete. We're going to go ahead and fire it through there, tilt the cube, fires it to the roof, and allows me to get a jagged edge firing off to the other area. Oh, I got the map backwards. When I first looked at Tower of Power, I thought that it was test chambers going upwards and then eventually downwards. Turns out it's the exact opposite. The test chamber is in fact going downwards from the very beginning. So if I place my blue there and my orange... Oh, I need to place my blue on the other side, do I? Oh no, I'm firing perfectly at the corner, that's no good. Let's redo this. There we go, so... Alright, so that's the wrong angle. What if I fire it against that wall? Perfect, just what I needed. Alright, line of sight in this case. You might think that you have to tilt it to fire it through here, but if you tilt it to fire it through here, you might be able to get it through there, so this might actually be possible backwards as well. But since it's very slightly off-center, you want to create an angle where you can fire through the first one, in this case the one on the very edge here, and then through further, though it appears that I didn't actually do that. I just managed to get a single laser through all 3 of them. What? No. And now I'm over here. Alright, fair enough. So, test chamber 2 of 6 complete. Let's see if we can't get the others. And while we're in the room, and while this subject is here, I would like to talk a bit about laser puzzles in their entirety. It's just... they're very polarizing, puzzles based around lasers like this. Oh, okay, he's placed lights. Let me just really quickly go over the test design here. My first thought, as soon as I see this, is I'm going to tilt it through here and then fire it through a wall that is... you know, perpendicular to the rest of everything else, and that's how it'll get through. However, placing lights here, 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 and here guarantees that I cannot change the direction of the laser to fire it straight through. So I'm going to have to find a diagonal line somewhere that I'm going to fire these through to be able to get them through. So I've got to figure out where is there going to be a line that it would be possible for me to fire through. I'm thinking I might have to use the same portal twice. Because, let's see here, what if I place a portal here? I don't know, let's just start experimenting there and there. Is there anything I can hit from there? No, what if I placed it a bit further down? Am I able to hit the... I'm looking out of it this way, I'd have to place it further towards me. Okay, so I could fire it this way. Just fire it through, but that doesn't really do much for me, so that's not as much of an answer. So now I have a tilted portal at the very least. I also have the roof. I can't just discount that, though I don't think that's actually going to be part of the intended solution here. No, I think the intended solution is going to be much simpler when all's said and done. Okay, so let's think about line of sight here for a second. Let's also think about the order that he put these in. I'm assuming that there's no particular order to it, but let's see if we can't get around the idea of using star first. So if I were to use star first, I would have to somehow fire a portal through, or fire a laser through the both of these. I mean, I guess the biggest issue is the fact that any way you slice it, I'm going to have a diagonal laser, but the ability to fire a diagonal laser through these receptors is slim to none. However, if I could... I mean, I have horizontal surfaces here, make no mistake of that. I can trigger 2 quite easily. It's the third that prevents my progress. Wait a second, are these off-center? No, they're perfectly centered. It's my laser that's off-center. Alright. That would have helped me out a bit if there was some sort of hint there, but no such hint is being given. And there was an emancipation grid at the very beginning, so I can be assured that there is no other tool I'm supposed to use in this chamber. So, let me just take a moment to not fire and think. So, if we place the cube here, we could fire it that way, place a portal of some sort. Line of sight with the portal angles is always a bit funny, so let's go ahead and try this. Can I place a portal there? Okay, so if I place a portal there, it's possible for me to fire through, at the very least. But that doesn't really help me too much. There's no tilted surface in here, so that's not the goal. What if I got a portal as close to straight as I could manage, despite being organized this way? Okay, so that is technically firing through the portal. Hold on. Okay, so that is still firing through the portal, I think. Oh no, it's just barely catching the edge of it here. Let's try that again then. Brief moment. Okay, so that is firing through the portal and is very nearly straight. But it appears it's still tilted enough that I can't get it through the both of them very easily. Yeah, so that doesn't work. What if I were to... use a larger angle of some sort? Or... No, that wouldn't work. Never mind. Had an idea, didn't pan out right as I thought of it. I was thinking maybe with the floor as it is, I'm supposed to, like, have the cube bouncing between 2 ports, or where to go? Shit, where'd I have the other portal a second ago? There we go. Thought maybe I was supposed to have it bouncing between 2 portals with a laser, because that is technically possible. I've done it in previous chambers here on PA's Perpetual Testing, but it's not as feasible here. Just because there's no angle with just flipping between 2 portals that would still be able to hit everything. It's rather the issue. Okay, so this one is square, smack dab in the center. We got one right there as well. Can't place any portals there to move it easily. Let's get our portals out of the way so I can walk freely. And the cubes are here to make sure that I don't fire anything through. This is actually fairly tricky. I mean, I can definitely trigger at least 2 of them, and that's actually fairly simple, but it's the triggering of the third that's really giving me the most trouble. If there were another cube, this would be absolutely simple. If there were another area, it would be likewise simple. But instead, we have what we're given. Also, the fact that there are portable surfaces everywhere is actually quite a good idea for a laser puzzle. It opens up possibilities, because if you only have a certain number of portable surfaces, you get a bit of a weird situation where it doesn't really seem like you'll be able to... Well, it'll be easier to figure it out because you'll know where you can't fire it. Here, you can fire a portal anywhere, and that could just make things more confusing. So let's see here. I mean, if I fire it straight across, that's the most obvious solution by far. And if I were to fire it nearly straight here, I mean, it can't get these two because that's not an option because the way the portals are set up. I mean, I've got to look at angles where I can fire on two of them at once because I'm only going to be able to redirect twice. And the first time has to be with a cube. Because I can't portal out of this first one. So... placing a portal here would allow me to get through the both of these. But it is a straight angle, so I've got to be just careful of that. There's no way for me to get it from that one to that one, so it has to be from this one to that one, or from this one to that one. Okay. So, I have a portable surface there. I mean, I've got them all lined up. I can see it perfectly. The only issue is the cube can't get over here. They are slightly off-center, actually, now that I look at it. Like, I could fire slightly to the left, and it would still make it through the both of them. Which means if I aim my laser slightly to the left, I might be able to make it through that. Which means, what if I aim this? It's a bit too close to the right, isn't it? Yeah, there's no way. Unless I got it the other way around. No, it would still have the same angle on it, wouldn't it? I think it would. I get it through two. I just need to make the angle a little bit sharper. That's not really too possible here. What if... Okay, I'd have to bring it out a bit more, but I can't really bring it out a bit more without losing the initial one. If I could move... Yeah, and that's not even a solid enough line to be able to hit the both of them. I'd have to make it a little bit straighter than that, even. What if I used this one instead? It seems like this one's almost a little bit closer to the cube than the other was. I mean, I can fire it through two like this, that just leaves the problem of being unable to fire through the third, which is really the problem in the first place. And I can't really fire through both of these at once because any sort of line of sight to the both of them is denied. So it has to be these two, and it has to be from one of these walls. But they are perfectly aligned despite what it appeared earlier. So I'd have to like clip the very edges of them if I were to hit them with a single laser. I mean, I really still think this is my best bet over here, but it doesn't seem like that's a very good bet is the only issue. I can make it as narrow as I want, but ultimately, even my best effort is about 30 degrees off from what it needs to be. If only I had some of that bounce gel, like the laser bouncing gel, that would make things a little bit easier. And make no mistake about that. Yeah, and if I were to try to activate them both at once, if I tried to put the portal underneath it so it was flipping around, it wouldn't all be activated at once, and I wouldn't be able to activate the second because my portal wouldn't really work. What if I were to, like, I don't know, let's try something really weird, shall we? Okay, so I placed the portal from this side, so let's turn around and place the orange portal from this side and try to align it as best we can. Needs to be further out, I think. Yeah, it's definitely off-center. Let's see which direction the cube flies. It's actually pretty spot on, but the angle's a bit off. There we go. So if I were to do this... Ah, the angle's still off. It doesn't... Not to mention it's not activating the laser for long enough to keep this active. Bit of an issue there. I mean, I can create a portal here and fire it straight off from here. That's no problem. I mean, that actually works out fairly well. Look, just bam, done. The only problem now is I can't get it to the other one. And that's pretty much it. I mean, there's no way for me to get the laser from here to there using this to fire through here. So, what then? I mean, I'm thinking I have to fire it through a portal multiple times. I'm thinking that whatever I do, my laser is gonna, like, have to pass through... I don't know. It's gonna have to pass through, like, a portal here, and then pass through another portal that it's already flown through anyway, and then come back out and fire the correct direction. I have no idea. Let's try that. Let's see if I can't get this laser to fire through the same portal twice. Oh, that was close. Hey, now we're talking billiards. Okay, so I can, if I place one portal a third down the wall and the other a third down the other wall, create an angle between the three of them. There's what I was missing. So... let's see here. So it flies into the orange one and then back out the blue one. So what if I did the same sort of thing over here? Like blue here and then orange, where was it? Here? No, okay, that's not right at all. Does it only work the one way around? I think... oh no, it would have to fire back this way. But that's not what I need. Because that fires out to this, but not over here. I'm getting closer, I'm getting closer. So, if it's not on these two walls, and it's not on these two walls, it would be on... hold on, what if I fire my one down a third of the way this way and the other a third of the way down that way? Let's try that. Well, this is pretty weird, I gotta say. I definitely like the fact that this possibility exists, though. This is an incredibly cool puzzle-solving utility. I could place... oh no, that doesn't work. Okay, so... it was a third on the left wall, and then... a third on the next wall. A third on the left on the first wall, and then a third on the left on the next wall as well, and that makes it fly out of the next wall? Like that. Okay. This is a cool tool. Alright, so now I've just got to figure out which way I'm supposed to fire these. I think it's going to be this way. No. Wait, is it going to be this way, actually? So if I place that there, then I place this here. Oh! Oh, snap, that worked! Hell yes, okay. Oh, fantastic. Oh, I just maxed out my volume there. Okay, gotta calm it down. But, oh man, that was satisfying to figure out. Let's quick save. How long was that? Oh god, it has been like 20 minutes since the start of the map. So I was probably there for a good 10. Probably half the time I've spent in this chamber was in that room and that room alone. So, the fact that these are right here suggests that I'm going to have to fire something at the bottom of a portal through those. And then... okay, so I'm going to fire one way with one cube. Like I'm going to fire this way. Right? Then I'm going to fire the opposite way with another. Like it had just passed the first cube. Enough to, activate the laser, but not... okay, and I've got to put my first cube a little bit over to the right. So... like that, and then this second cube will activate the very edge of this one. Okay. Now, orange portal there activates the fourth. That was so much easier than the previous chamber. Holy shit. That third chamber was a doozy. Damn, the angles involved firing it back through the same portal. I really should have figured that out earlier.